Just last week, I saw Yalmenu. He was holding a very big goat. It was a heavy goat. See the Christmas goat, Sam? Yeah. He was holding the goat and he was running. I was looking at him. I was wondering, where is he going with the goats? Why is he running? Who is chasing him? Why are you running?
Why are you running?
And then today, I've heard that Auntie Mansa has brought a case to court saying that Yalmenu stole one of her goods. So immediately my mind went to the time I saw him running with the goods. And I decided to go to the court to make sure that justice is served and served hot. I've gotten there. This lawyer of Yalmenu's is telling the court that his client is not guilty. Not guilty? I saw him running with the goats with my own eyes. What do you mean? This lawyer is lying. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Edinam. This is Jenny to the Bar. If you haven't subscribed, please do so before you watch this video. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up and comment right after watching this video. Today we're talking about whether lawyers are liars. Are lawyers liars? Are lawyers liars? Are lies lawyers liars? Well, like I said, that's a tongue twister, right? But today we just want to discuss whether or not lawyers are really liars. Many times we see things and we hear about certain instances and we are so sure that the outcome of the case when it goes to court will be that the defendant will be guilty. But then we get there and we realize that this doesn't happen. So our first thought is the lawyer is lying because some way, somehow, he knows that his client did the thing. So why is he standing there pleading that his client is not guilty? Are lawyers liars? Are lawyers liars? Are lawyers liars? Do lawyers lie? Today we'll discuss it. So there are 3 reasons off the top of my head that I can think of to back my stance that lawyers are not liars. First of all, you shouldn't even be generalizing in that manner. If you've seen one lawyer lying, it doesn't mean that all of us are chronic liars and that lying is in our job description and that when we die, they have to bury us face down because, well, we lie. No, it doesn't mean that. So the first reason I can think of is that there was something procedurally wrong with how the case was handled. What do I mean? So, first of all, before somebody can be charged with a crime, there must be a defined term for the crime. There must be elements that must be met to be sure that indeed a crime was committed, and there must be a sentence attached to that crime. So if all the elements in the crime are not present in the case, then you can't completely conclude that the client is guilty. Because if the law says that to steal something, the person must have picked it up without the knowledge of the person and must have taken it away without further asking for consent and kept it, and you hear that somebody took something of someone's, but in taking that thing, they later came back to ask for permission, it may not necessarily qualify as stealing because the person came back to ask for consent. Maybe at the time the person was picking it up, the owner wasn't around, and so they came back to ask for permission. But once they took it and later came back to ask for permission, you can't conclude that it was stealing. There was the act of permission. If the law says that permission should be absent and there was permission asked, then you cannot conclude that the person is guilty. So there are certain technicalities involved in law that when you look into, or if you follow up, you realize that these technicalities were either missing or were present, and as a result, the person can be let off for the crime that they are being charged with. So that's one reason. It depends on the elements, and if all the elements are present, and it depends on if all procedures were followed, such that if you are supposed to take the person to a particular court within a specific period. For instance, if you are supposed to try the person and bring the case to court within a year and a day, and you don't do it, then you can't fault the courts for your lateness in bringing the clients or bringing the person to court. And if you bring the person to court after a period in time where you are permitted to bring the case, there's nothing the court can do. So what the lawyer will stand up to do is to point out the fact that the case is being brought before the court outside of the time that it's supposed to have been brought before the court. And that's one way that lawyers get their clients off. The second thing is if the client lies to the lawyer. See, lawyers are humans. We are not mind readers. We can't tell if the client is lying to us. All we can do is to ask them questions and hope that they tell us the right things or that they tell us the truth. If my client comes to me and says, I promise to God I didn't steal the thing, please defend me, I cannot automatically presume that everybody is a liar around me, and so he could very well be lying. At face value, I'm just supposed to believe that my client is telling the truth and take up the case and do my possible best to make sure that my client does not go to jail. So if my client lies to me and I don't discover, what I'm going to be doing essentially is arguing to the best of my knowledge, which is that my client did not commit the crime. And so in actual fact, I am saying that my client didn't do it when the client actually did it, because they've lied to me and what I know as the truth is not really the truth. And so it looks like as a lawyer I've just come to lie, but I have been lied to and I'm standing on the lie that I was told to defend my clients to the best of my ability. Finally, lawyers have what we call a attorney-client's confidentiality agreement. I cannot come and tell the entire world or tell my family or tell anybody around me what my client has said to me behind closed doors. So if my client comes and tells me that, yes, I stole the money or I stole the goods, I cannot go and say, Your Honor, my client told me when we were in the room that he stole the goods. Please, catch him. Take him away. Take him away. He stole the goods. You can't do that. You're supposed to preserve everything that is told to you and keep it private and keep it between you and your client. So if you come and tell me that you stole the goods but you still don't want to go to prison, the best I can do is to make sure that I defend you to the best of my ability. My job will be to defend you to the best of my ability, and that is what I will set out to do. So, whatever the case be, it is the duty of the lawyer to make sure that you represent your client to the best of your ability. You don't think that because you're the most religious person in the world, that when a client tells you that they committed a crime, you're supposed to go to court and make sure that they go to prison for it. That's your client. Your duty is to make sure that you do whatever you can to defend your client. Even if your moral compass is telling you that this person deserves to go to prison for a very long time, you're supposed to respect the legal profession and do your best to defend the person. Even if you can't get the person off completely, it's the duty of the lawyer to make sure that they at least try and get you a reduced sentence or try and get the case thrown out. And so as a result, it would look like this lawyer knows that the client is guilty but is still lying to get them off. But the truth is that the duty of the lawyer is to make sure that they defend the client to the best of their ability, and that's what they're supposed to do. So that's why sometimes it looks like lawyers are lying or lawyers lie. If you watch movies, it looks like they know that their client is guilty and then they come and they just say something else to get their clients off. But they're just really doing their job. That is not to say that no lawyer has ever lied. That would be a lie. But to believe that every lawyer in the world only has one duty, which is to lie, is very wrong, and it's a wrong presentation of the legal profession in general. So, lawyers don't lie. Lawyers are not liars. We are just doing our job, if you think about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you again next week with something better. Thank you for watching.